In this video, we're going to talk about something every older adult should know, the real truth about bone strength after 60. Many people believe they are eating the right foods for their bones, but new research shows that some of the foods we've trusted for decades only give a small part of the support our bones actually need. And surprisingly, there are other everyday foods most people never think about, that help your body absorb minerals better, strengthen collagen inside the bones, and support balance and stability as you age. In this video, I'll walk you through 10 powerful bone-supporting foods that can help you feel steadier, stronger, and more confident in your everyday movement. Before we start, I'd love to know, where are you watching from today? Just drop your state or city in the comments below. It helps us feel like one community here, learning together and supporting one another. And if you have any natural health tips of your own, feel free to share those too. Someone else might really benefit from hearing what's worked for you. Point 1. Buckwheat. Now, I know many older adults in the US don't think about buckwheat very often. It's not as common as rice, pasta, or oatmeal, but it's one of the quietest and most powerful foods for bone strength, especially after 60. And the reason is simple. Buckwheat helps your bones in two important ways at the same time. It supports collagen, which gives bones flexibility, and it helps your body use minerals like calcium and magnesium more effectively. As we age, our bones don't just need to be hard. They also need to be flexible enough to handle everyday movement. Think of collagen like the supportive netting inside your bones that minerals attach to. Without strong collagen, bones become more brittle. Buckwheat naturally supports this inner structure, helping bones stay more resilient instead of rigid and fragile. Another quiet benefit is mineral absorption. Many older adults eat calcium, but it simply doesn't get where it needs to go. Buckwheat contains natural compounds that help minerals bind inside bone cells, which means the calcium you do eat is more likely to be used instead of wasted. This can help reduce those subtle balance changes many seniors notice, like feeling a little unsteady when rising from a chair or stepping onto a curb. You don't have to eat a lot. Swapping white rice or pasta with buckwheat just 2 or 3 times a week can gently support bone stability over time. And if your stomach is sensitive to fiber, start slow. A small serving is enough to begin noticing a difference. Point 2. Watercress. Now let's move to watercress, a small leafy green that most older adults walk right past in the supermarket without realizing how powerful it is for bone strength. Watercress may look light and delicate, but inside your body, it works almost like a delivery helper, guiding important minerals exactly where they need to go. One of the biggest challenges people face after 60 is mineral absorption. You may eat calcium, magnesium, or vitamin-rich foods, but your bones don't always receive them. Watercress contains natural activators that help your body direct these minerals into your bones instead of letting them pass through unused. This is especially important because as we age, the body becomes less efficient at moving minerals into bone tissue. Watercress gives your system a gentle boost so the nutrients actually get to work. Another quiet benefit is that watercress supports bone metabolism, which is the process your body uses to repair old bone cells and create new ones. This process slows down with age, leading to weaker hips, slower balance responses, and that subtle uncertainty some older adults feel when starting to walk after sitting for a while. By supporting this natural repair cycle, watercress helps your bones stay active and responsive. Adding watercress to your diet is simple. You don't need to cook big meals or make complicated recipes. You can toss a handful into soups, add it to salads, mix it into omelets, or layer it into sandwiches. It has a peppery, fresh taste that blends easily with many foods. Many older adults report feeling a small but meaningful improvement in their posture, hip support, and overall steadiness after eating watercress regularly. It's not a dramatic overnight change, just a gentle strengthening from within. Point 3. Amaranth. Now let's talk about amaranth, an ancient grain that many older adults in the US haven't tried yet, but it can make a meaningful difference in how your bones feel and function. Amaranth is special because it supports both the strength and the flexibility of your bones, two qualities that become more important with age. Think of your bones like a house. Calcium is the bricks, but amaranth supports the cement and wiring, the internal structure that keeps everything stable. As we get older, our bones don't just lose minerals, they also lose elasticity. This is why simple movements like bending, standing up, or walking across uneven ground can feel more difficult than before. Amaranth is rich in amino acids and minerals that help bones stay firm but not stiff, strong but not brittle. This gentle flexibility is important because healthy bones aren't supposed to be rigid. They should be able to absorb small stresses without cracking. Amaranth naturally supports this ability through nutrients that help maintain the collagen matrix, the shock absorber, inside your bones. Adding amaranth to your diet is easy. You can cook it like oatmeal for breakfast, mix it with quinoa or barley for a soft, comforting grain blend, or add it to soups and stews. The taste is mild, slightly nutty, and pairs well with both sweet and savory foods. Many older adults who regularly eat amaranth say they feel more comfortable standing from a chair, more stable during short walks, and more balanced when doing everyday tasks like bending or reaching. These improvements often show up quietly but steadily, like your body is slowly remembering how to move with confidence again. Point 4. Collard greens. Now let's move to collard greens, one of the most powerful yet overlooked foods for bone strength, especially for older adults in the US. Many people think of collard greens as just a side dish, but inside your body, they play a very important role. They help calcium actually enter your bone cells, which is something that becomes harder with age. As we get older, the problem isn't always that we're not eating enough calcium. The bigger issue is that calcium doesn't always reach the bones where it's needed. Think of your bones as a house that needs materials delivered. You can buy the materials, but if the delivery truck never shows up, the house doesn't get built. Collard greens help guide calcium into the bones, making mineralization more effective. This means your efforts, your supplements, your dairy, your healthy eating actually start showing results. Collard greens also support spinal stability, something many older adults struggle with without even realizing it. If you've ever felt like you're leaning forward a bit more, or your back gets tired faster than before, that's often a sign of reduced spine support. The nutrients in collard greens help reinforce the vertebrae and the connective tissues around them, making it easier to stand upright and move with more balance. The best part? Collard greens are simple to prepare. Light steaming or sautéing keeps them tender and preserves their nutrients. You can pair them with eggs, chicken, beans, or add them to soups. They blend easily with other greens like spinach or kale, giving you a gentle, bone-strengthening boost with each meal. Point 5. Edamame. Edamame is simply young soybeans, but inside your body, they help your bones renew themselves, something that becomes extremely important after the age of 60. As we age, our bones naturally lose density. This doesn't happen all at once. It happens slowly, day by day. What edamame does is help slow down that daily bone loss by supporting the cells responsible for rebuilding bone tissue. Think of it as giving your skeleton a steady hand, helping it stay strong instead of thinning quietly over time. Edamame is especially beneficial for older women because it contains gentle plant compounds that support hormone balance. After menopause, the body loses a natural form of protection that helps maintain bone density. Edamame's nutrients work in a soft, supportive way to help keep bone turnover in balance. Not too fast, not too weak. Another thing older adults often appreciate about edamame is the feeling of internal steadiness it can bring. When your bones are renewing themselves properly, your body feels more supported from the inside. Movements like standing for longer periods, walking around the house, or climbing a few steps can start to feel smoother and more secure. It's not dramatic, it's quiet, gradual strength. The good news is that edamame is easy to add to your meals. You can steam it and enjoy it as a light snack, toss it into salads, mix it into rice dishes, blend it into stir-fries, or sprinkle it over soups. Even a small serving gives your bones valuable nutrients. If you have thyroid concerns or take hormone-related medications, it's always smart to monitor how your body responds to soy. But for most adults, edamame is a simple, tasty, and reliable support for keeping bones active and youthful on the inside. Point 6. Seaweed. Now let's talk about seaweed, a food many older adults in the US rarely think about, but it offers some of the most valuable minerals your bones need, especially as you age. Seaweed is unique because it comes from the ocean, a place where minerals exist in a natural, highly absorbable form. For bones, this makes seaweed incredibly powerful. As you grow older, Your bones go through a natural repair cycle every night while you sleep. The body removes old, weak bone tissue and replaces it with stronger, fresh structure. But this repair can only happen if the right nutrients are available in your bloodstream at night. Seaweed provides iodine, magnesium, copper, zinc, and other trace minerals that support this nighttime rebuilding process. This is why some older adults wake up in the morning feeling rested but not necessarily strong, because their muscles recovered, but their bones did not receive the building blocks they needed. Seaweed gently fills this gap by giving your bones what they require for nighttime repair, helping you wake up with a deeper sense of internal support. Adding seaweed to your meals doesn't have to be complicated. You can use dried seaweed sheets, nori, and crumble them over rice, eggs, soups, or salads. You can add kelp flakes to stews, or try simple seaweed snacks that are easy to chew and light on the stomach. A little goes a long way. If you have thyroid issues or take thyroid medication, just remember that seaweed is naturally high in iodine, so moderation is wise. But for most older adults, seaweed is one of the best natural sources of bone-strengthening minerals. Many seniors who include seaweed regularly say they feel a stronger sense of readiness when they wake up. Not just energy, but structural support. It's a quiet, deep feeling, as if the bones themselves were refreshed overnight. That's the power of nighttime bone nutrition. Point 7. Black sesame seeds. Now let's move to black sesame seeds, one of the smallest foods on this list, but surprisingly one of the most powerful for keeping bones strong, stable, and flexible after 60. Many older adults think bones only need to be hard, but the truth is that bones also need elasticity. Without elasticity, bones become stiff and break more easily. Black sesame seeds help support that natural flexibility. These tiny seeds are packed with minerals that your bones depend on: copper, manganese, magnesium, and calcium cofactors. These nutrients help your bones stay resilient, meaning they can handle small stresses from walking, bending, twisting, or stepping without cracking. It's like giving your bones the ability to bend slightly, instead of snapping under pressure. This becomes even more important with age. Many seniors feel a little stiffness when they move in the morning or notice their joints and bones feel more delicate. Black sesame seeds gently support the inner structure of your bones so they feel stronger, more adaptable, and less fragile during everyday movement. The best part is how easy they are to add to your meals. You don't need a large amount. Just a teaspoon or two sprinkled over oatmeal, yogurt, salads, vegetables, or stir-fries is enough. You can even mix them into baked goods or blend them into a simple homemade tahini-style paste. Because the nutrients are so concentrated, a little truly goes a long way. Many older adults who add black sesame seeds to their routine describe a quiet, subtle improvement. They feel more stable when they shift their weight, bend to pick something up, or turn quickly in the kitchen. Their bones feel less stiff and more naturally durable. It's not a sudden change. It's gentle relief that builds over time. Point 8. Malokia Jus Mallow. Now let's talk about malokia, a leafy green that many older adults in the US may not be familiar with. But it is one of the gentlest and most supportive foods for your bones, especially if you've been noticing stiffness, slower movement, or discomfort during everyday tasks. Malokia works quietly inside your body, supporting not just bone strength, but also bone comfort, mobility, and circulation around the joints. As we age, bones don't just need minerals, they also need oxygen and good circulation to stay active and healthy. Malokia naturally supports bone oxygenation, which means it helps your bone tissue stay energized and ready to repair itself. When bones and joints receive better oxygen and blood flow, movements like getting out of bed, rising from a chair, bending to pick something up, or stepping sideways become smoother and more comfortable. This leafy green also supports the tissues that surround your bones, your joints, ligaments, and connective structures. When these areas feel supported, your whole body moves with less hesitation. Many older adults describe feeling more fluid in their movements after adding malokia regularly, with noticeably less morning stiffness. You can enjoy malokia in many simple ways. Add it to soups, stews, rice dishes, or sauté it lightly with olive oil, garlic, or onions. You can also mix it with other greens like collard greens or spinach to make a richer, more bone-supporting combination. If you're sensitive to fiber or have a delicate digestive system, it's best to start with a small amount and increase gradually so your stomach adjusts comfortably. Older adults who eat malokia often say they feel more confident pivoting, turning, or stepping on uneven surfaces. These small improvements matter because they help you stay steady and independent in your daily life. Point 10. Hulled barley. Now we've reached point 10, and this one may surprise many older adults. Hulled barley. This simple, old-world grain has one of the strongest effects on bone stability, especially for seniors who want better balance, stronger footing, and more dependable strength in their everyday movements. Hulled barley works differently from the other foods on this list because it supports the foundation of your bones, the internal scaffolding that minerals attach to. Inside every bone, there is a tiny, intricate framework made of collagen and minerals. With age, this framework can weaken, making bones feel less steady even if you're doing everything right. Hulled barley is rich in silica, a mineral that helps reinforce this internal structure. Think of silica as the material that strengthens the blueprint of your bones, helping them stay firm, dense, and resilient. This is why many older adults who eat hulled barley regularly feel more secure when stepping on stairs, turning in the kitchen, or shifting their weight from one foot to the other. It supports the kind of stability that helps you feel confident, and confidence is just as important as bone density when it comes to preventing falls. Barley is also incredibly comforting and easy to include in meals. You can add it to soups, stews, pilafs, or grain bowls. Use it as a warm replacement for white rice, or mix it with vegetables and broth for a hearty, bone-supporting dish. It has a gentle, nutty flavor and a satisfying texture that works well in everyday cooking. One important note, hulled barley does contain gluten, so it might not be the right choice if you have celiac disease or gluten sensitivity. But for most older adults, it's a powerful and practical food for reinforcing bone strength naturally. Many seniors describe a stronger base feeling after adding barley into their routine, a sense that their legs, hips, and feet are better connected and more secure underneath them. It's a quiet kind of strength, but one that makes a real difference in daily life. As we reach the end of this journey, I want you to take a moment and recognize something important. Your bones are not fixed, and they are not too old to improve. Even after 60, 70, or 80, your bones are still living tissue. They're still rebuilding, repairing, and responding to every choice you make. And the 10 foods we talked about today aren't exotic or difficult. They are simple, everyday foods that quietly support your bone strength from the inside out. Aging doesn't mean giving up your independence or accepting weakness as your new normal. Many older adults feel a subtle wobble on the stairs, a small hesitation when standing up, or a moment of unsteadiness while walking, and they think it's just something they have to live with. But the truth is, these are signs your bones are asking for better support, not signs that your body has stopped caring. Every small change you make, every handful of pumpkin seeds, every serving of barley, every bowl of amaranth or plate of collard greens, is a message to your bones that you're still investing in your health. These foods help your body absorb minerals better, strengthen the collagen inside your bones, support nighttime repair, and build the internal structure that keeps you steady on your feet. And remember, improvements don't always show up immediately. They grow quietly, day by day, until one morning you stand up and realize you feel just a little more stable, a little more confident, a little more supported from within. That's how real change happens. Before making any major dietary adjustments, especially if you have thyroid issues, digestive sensitivities, or take blood thinners, it's wise to check in with your doctor. Not because these foods are dangerous, but because your body deserves care that fits your individual needs. If this video brought you clarity or comfort, please give it a like and share it with someone who may be silently worrying about their bone health. You never know whose day you might brighten with a little hope. Now, take a deep breath and remind yourself, your bones can still get stronger. And the journey doesn't end here. You and I will keep learning together, one small step at a time.